Last time we were here, we came to scratch.mit.edu and we chose the Join Scratch tab. This time, since we've already created an account with our iSucceed email address, we're going to choose Sign In. This is where you need to remember your username that you chose and then also your password. So if you have difficulty with that, make sure you're writing those things down so that you can have that available to you. Now I want you to notice this orange bar across the top here. It says confirm your email to enable sharing. Having trouble? So this is something where you need to make sure you go into your iSucceed email account and then click on the link that is sent to you from Scratch to confirm that that's your email account. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and close this so that we can get on to creating a build or program. I want to show you a few things for the basic Scratch programming workspace, just to give you a little more comfort with how things operate in Scratch. So I'm going to come to this Create tab. Now remember, Create is where we're going to create a program. Explore, you can look at a variety of programs. There's even discussion groups and help that you can access through this main page. So right now I'm going to click on Create. I just want to show you a few aspects about the programming area here. So if you had not realized, this is a little guy that we're programming today, and this is called a sprite. You can have different sprites. This is simply where you see what your program is doing. If you have a program built and you want to start it, you click on the green flag here, and when you're ready to stop it, if it doesn't stop automatically, you click on the red stop sign there. Down below our action box is where we have our different sprites. Now, if you are going to do an about me and introduce yourself, you may or may not want a cat here. So you can simply right click on that, delete that sprite. And then if you notice down here, you can choose sprites. You can even paint your own sprite if you're that gifted. Upload a sprite from a file, and even create a sprite from a picture. Okay, so you have a variety of options there. When I click on choose a new sprite from the library, I have all these options. Okay, so these are all, or I can choose a specific category, any of those things that I'm looking to do. Lots of fun ideas, and I'm just going to choose, how about the earth for now, and then I will say OK down here at the bottom. Okay, and now I have a new sprite. I'm going to choose one more sprite just to show you another basic aspect of programming in Scratch, and one thing you'll find that's key. Okay, so right now I have the little apple chosen. I'm going to create just a basic program. I want to be able to start it. So again, you're going to learn how all these work, but I'm just going to give you a brief rundown. Remember, you have a variety of resources towards the bottom of your page that you can access. There's guides in PDF format, a variety of videos and resources, tutorials that you can view before you start creating your program. But I think you're going to find that Scratch is fairly intuitive. So we have different ways to start our programs. We can do when clicked, when spacebar, or even other options on the keyboard are pressed, when the sprite is clicked, when the backdrop switches. So all of these with the rounded top here are ones that will let you start a program. Okay, and then obviously you want the program to do something. So just for this basic exercise, I'm going to show you a couple things. Okay, these snap together simply like puzzle pieces, and so you want to make sure that they're connected. If there's any gap, they tend to want to draw together like magnets, but if it's not quite connected, your program won't be working. Okay. And again, I'm just starting with basic move blocks, and you'll see that things in the programming section here are pretty much color-coded. So we have motion, looks are purple, sounds are pink. Now this is really important because when you're using any of the resources I've shared with you, you will see that they're all in color. And so if you're trying to use a basic program design to get started with, you want to match those colors so that you're not searching all around trying to locate the blocks you're looking for, the programming blocks. The other thing is feel free to, if you're having trouble locating something, don't hesitate to email us and let us know. We're more than happy to get together with you via Google Hangout or any other way to kind of walk with you through, some of these aspects that might be giving you a little bit of trouble. I know there's a lot of resources available out there on the internet, but sometimes it's nice just to have someone with you. So we can always do that on Google Hangout. We can share screens and see what each of us is doing, and it really is not a problem. So please, if you're feeling uncomfortable with any of this, let us know. So again, these are some of just the different blocks. You can add extensions, and then sometimes you can use these with makey sets, other things like that, but that's kind of for another time. So you notice when I was programming, down at the bottom here under my sprites, the apple's been highlighted. I'm going to click on the earth now. My program disappeared. Okay, so remember, you can set a program up for each sprite. So if you're wanting the different sprites to do different things, you need to make sure that you then go in and create a program. Or even if you want them to do the same things, if you want them both to be moving and doing a certain command, you need to make sure that you program for that sprite. And you can see up here in the top right hand corner, it shows you the coordinates of the sprite, and it also shows you what that sprite is. I'm going to go ahead and drag this back off because I want to show you, I want to use a different way to start this program. And again, I'm just going to do a little bit of motion. I might put this one here, and let's change that number to, let's have that one go 20. Now you'll see this go to X and Y. You notice that also is where that sprite is currently sitting. The nice thing about that is it will actually reset your sprite. So say you have your sprite move 20 steps, once the program is over, it will come back. So we'll see the difference between that and the apple. Again, remember, you can't break anything on here. Don't be shy about trying things out, seeing what works, seeing what others have done. This is your chance to explore and be creative. So I have both sprites programmed. If I click on each one, I see it. Again, this is my location for the apple sprite. I see the coordinates, and then I also have a different program here. So I'm going to click on the flag. Now remember, we only set the apple to go when we clicked on the flag. So I'm going to have the apple go. It went 10 steps and it rotated just a little bit. I'm going to click it one more time, and you can see the rotation is continuing. So this sprite isn't resetting. I'm going to click, you can also click over here on the actual when flag is clicked to start the program. Now if you remember, we set up the earth sprite to start when the sprite itself is clicked. And you'll find different ways this might be advantageous. So I'm going to click on the earth sprite, and it is not going anywhere, so I'm going to try stopping my program and trying it again. So we're obviously having some issues there. I'm going to try taking off this go to X and 1. Try it one more time. So that was bringing it back so quickly that it could not, it wasn't really registering. So it was kind of fighting itself. So that might be useful outside of a loop at the end or something, but not so helpful when you're trying to get it to move. So again, if I click the flag, only the apple is rotating. I have to click the sprite itself to get the earth to move. So just a couple little tips. I'm going to give you a couple more here. So that was all in the scripts tab. If you notice, we have 3 different tabs up here. So we can also add costumes to this sprite. And what it does is sometimes you can have when you go to scripts, you go to looks, so you can switch costumes. So whatever costumes you add to the sprite, right now there aren't any. Again, you can get them from the library, you can create your own, you can upload them from a file or take a picture. Okay, you can also add sounds to the sprite, so you can record your own, or you can go into the library and find a sound. So choose from sound library, so record your own, or you can upload a sound file from another resource. So these are 3 different things you can do with the sprite. You can have it change costumes, sounds, and then of course you have the basic programming. I want to show you one more thing. So here are our sprites down below our area here that the program runs, and right here is stage backdrop. So you can add new backdrops. Right now we have no backdrop, it's just a white screen. So you can also program the backdrops. You see you can have the different things. So if I want to choose a backdrop, well, let's go outdoors because we have an apple and the earth, and I'm going to put them in the desert. So you choose them just the same as you choose any sprites from the file. And then you can see, and you can go in and make changes with paint. You can add sounds to the backdrop. And you can even program so that when you're working through your program, things are happening in the backdrop. And you'll notice these event tabs look a little bit different. So it says when stage is clicked, and when the backdrop switches to, so slightly different. You don't have any motion blocks for the backgrounds. You do have some looks where you can switch the backdrops. You do have the sounds. You can still have some repeating and controlling, sensors, operators, and things like that. So those are just kind of a few basic tips that I wanted to show you kind of about working in the Scratch space. Up here is your title. You can save it. You have all those commands like you do in any type of program where you're working with files. So you can save now, you can save new, you can upload from your computer if you were using a version that was downloaded to your computer, or you can download it to your computer if you want to make sure that you have the online version and a copy saved to your computer. So just a couple of things for getting started with Scratch.